that's one, I would say, vertical of what I need to do. The second part is obviously to support the industry. How do we support the industry? Two things. One, the business environment in the country, ease of doing business. And second is the supply side, where at least for the tech industry, human resource and investment in human capital is something which is critical. And over the next 3 years, the numbers that we've given to Honorable Prime Minister are to at least run around 3 million low-tech, high-tech, medium-tech courses to ensure that more and more young people are enabled with employable skills. Every year, around 2.5 million people enter the workforce. That's a big number to cater for. But again, we're trying to leverage the power of technology to ensure that more and more people are skilled and enabled once they enter the workforce. As far as ease of doing business is concerned, we're very confident that, like any other developed country, the Pakistan stack that I just spoke about is again going to be a key enabler and will unlock those opportunities. For Islamabad, for instance, we're running a pilot project called Smart Islamabad. The idea is to have a super app for Islamabad where businesses should be able to eventually, not right now, simply multiple.
The global drug problem continues to evolve in scale, complexity, and impact. The government of Pakistan stands ready to deepen its cooperation with the GCC states in every area of counter-narcotics. We seek to strengthen mechanisms for intelligence sharing, joint training, real-time coordination, and forensic and technological collaboration. Let us commit today to intensify our collaboration and renew our focus. Your support and partnership are key to the success of our common cause. Together, we can and must build a region that is safer, healthier, and free from the destructive influence of narcotics. Thank you once again for your participation, for your trust in Pakistan, and for your unwavering resolve to confront this challenge as partners and brothers. Thank you.
To be able to establish these co-working spaces. We convert existing buildings into technology parks, enabling them with internet facility and basic power backups and basic facilities that tech companies require. We're almost on the completion of Islamabad IT Park. We hope to inaugurate it by 14th of August. The next is the Karachi IT Park, and we're in the process of finalizing a proposal for an additional IT park in South Punjab. We run national incubation centers. We've incubated over 1,300 startups to date. Some big names that you see today started from the national incubation centers, and we're very proud that we were able to contribute to the startup ecosystem overall in the country. I'm not going to go into the list of those names, but these small initiatives, last year we ran, Honorable Prime Minister's direction, a National Innovation Award. 3 winners of the National Innovation Award who got 2 million rupees support from the government of Pakistan ended up securing investments in Shark Tank. 2 of them went on to get international recognitions, including at DCO. So these little supporting mechanisms, holding hands of young people, innovative people, at a point where there is usually capital constraint, capacity constraint, really helps us go a long way. We don't look at this as a public sector spending. We look at it as public sector investment in our young people that gives us dividends many folds and very soon. Spending on young people, investing in youth and human capital, it gives you probably the best ROI that you can ask for. So that's one of the primary top concerns of the Prime Minister, employable, productive skills that we have to focus on. So these are just a few things that I wanted to talk to you about, how we as a ministry and government are trying to support the sector and support the country and other institutions within the country, the government institutions, to digitally transform and to keep up pace with the world. This, I would say, is the adoption and adaptation part that we're looking at. Agility is something that the government is not very good with. So we have some structures that we have to run within, we have rules, we have accountability measures, we have processes that we have to follow. And we do feel sometimes that it poses a constraint and becomes a bottleneck in providing public service. But once again, we're very hopeful. I'll just give you one example. When we came in the government, within that month, the Prime Minister had to take a trip to Saudi Arabia. And there were promises of investment coming from Saudi Arabia. And the visit went so well that within a week, a Saudi delegation of over 100 people visited Pakistan. And this was probably, the ministers were themselves saying that this is probably the first time in the history that we had to work on Eid. So it was Eid and they came right after Eid, so they were working throughout Eid as well. One thing, after their visit, one thing that we collectively as ministers and ministries identified was that why have we in the past failed to secure significant investments? What we identified was a human resource constraint in being able to formulate bankable feasibilities. So do we as a public sector or as individual ministries have that capacity? No, we did not. And why did we not have it? So when the Prime Minister asked and when we tried to assess the situation, we realized that the salary structure in the government is such that we're unable to secure the kind of human resource that is required at that level. So if you want to, acquire a $500 million investment or a $100 million investment, you have to have that kind of human resource that is able to make that very, very effective proposal for that to materialize. Within 2 days, the Prime Minister actually set up a complete structure where we could hire people, a different scale altogether, under higher wages within 3 days to ensure that the ministerial capacity is up to the mark. So that's the agility that we're talking about, the decision-making power that we're talking about that is required in today's day and age. So with all of these things happening, we're very confident about our future. The last thing that I spoke about was collaborations. Needless to say, over the last 1 year, we've seen multiple visits coming in, heads of countries, but also the international outlook that we have. As Ministry of IT alone, we've sponsored our SMEs of tech industry in multiple international events. So whether it's GITEX Global just happened in Dubai last year, and Pakistan was named as the tech destination of the world there. We got an award, we're very proud of that. Web Summit Qatar, GDC for the gaming industry in California. GITEX Africa is happening right now. MWC Barcelona happened for telecom. So the idea is to really support these young SMEs to go across the world and showcase what we have as Pakistan. The return on this investment, and I see COP sub sitting here, the return on investment for this particular case is, for every dollar that we spend, correct me if I'm wrong, is $49? Yeah, so it's $49, right? So every dollar that you spend on marketing the country, on sending your people, on showcasing Pakistan across the world, every dollar gives back $49. That's the ROI that we're talking about. With the limited budgets that we have of a few 100 million rupees, we have a sales business to export Pakistan's services and products. And we have a goal of $25 billion. That's the budget gap that we're talking about. Those are the kind of constraints that we work with. But we understand the complexity within the financial sector, within the macroeconomic structure that's there, but we're doing it, and we will, inshallah, be successful. Last thing that I want to talk about is that Pakistan is hosting, and that's also an invitation to all the esteemed guests sitting here. On the 28th and 29th of April, we're hosting the Digital Foreign Direct Investment Summit, and it's going to be the first of its kind in Pakistan, and it's going to be an annual event. We're doing it in partnership with the Digital Cooperation Organization of Saudi Arabia. We're expecting over 300 international participants, and this is an open invitation. Asfa, you're already aware of it. So everyone's most welcome to join us. Once again, COP Seb sitting here is responsible, so he will see how you can be invited. So finally, looking at an unknown future, we're not afraid of it. We have a bold vision. We have a youth bulge, which is an asset. We're trying to empower it, so we have an empowered youth. We're looking at inclusive policies and enabling environment. And lastly, a global outlook. Putting all of this together, we're very hopeful, and of course, working with all of you sitting in this room today, we're very, very hopeful that we will be able to navigate this unknown future that's coming our way. But needless to say, we will all have to work together. Constructive criticism, good suggestions are always welcome. To the industry, and even beyond that, Federal Minister for Planning is here. Any complication that comes your way as private sector, we're always here to resolve that. It's a commitment from the Prime Minister. It is a commitment that government has no business doing business. We're trying to roll back the government. We're trying to right-size the government. And it is absolute clarity that private sector has to lead the growth of this country. And this is where Yusuf Saab's point come in, that with the booms and busts, this is the only way to break that cycle. We have to have a sustainable growth model with private sector leading from the front and taking the lead and helping us navigate through this path. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here today.